students, today we are going to see dissolution of a partnership business. This topic, partnership, is very important for students of grade 12 and grade 13. For partnership at HSC level, we have to know dissolution of a partnership business, admission of a partner, retirement of a partner. Today we are going to focus on dissolution of a partnership business. What is meant by dissolution? Dissolution means the closing down of a partnership business. A partnership business is going to close down. So when a partnership business is going to close down, all the assets will have to be sold and all the liabilities will have to be paid off. So let us see first the reason for dissolution. Insolvency of a partner, death of a partner can lead to dissolution, resignation of a partner, expiry of contract, or high level of liabilities. So there are many reasons for a partnership business to dissolve. So what are the accounts that we have to open in case of dissolution? First one, realization account, bank account, and capital account. So all these three accounts we have to maintain in case of dissolution. Realization account. A realization account is similar to an income statement. That is, expenses are debited and income are credited. It is similar to, not the same, but it is similar to an income statement. So, assets can be sold to partners or assets can be sold to outsiders. Whenever we are selling assets, either to partners or to outsiders, we have to credit the realization account. Now let us see the double entry concerning assets sold to partners. When we are selling assets to partners, we will not obtain money from the partners. We will have to deduct from the partners' capital account. So in this case, assets sold to partners, we have to credit realization account and debit partners' capital account. Assets sold to outsiders. From outsiders, we will obtain money because we are not going to sell assets on credit. The business is going to close down. So assets sold to outsiders, credit realization account, debit bank account. So what you have to remember, dear students, you have to remember the double entry. When we are selling assets to partners, credit realization account, debit partners capital account. When we are selling assets to outsiders, credit realization account, debit partners, debit bank account. Irrespective with whom we are selling the assets, we have to credit realization account. Either with debit partners capital account or with debit bank account. It depends if we are selling to partners, debit partners capital account. If we are selling to outsiders, debit bank account. The difference in the realization account will represent profit on realization. The profit on realization will have to be distributed among the partners. So in this case, we will have to transfer the profit on realization account to the partner's capital account, that is on the credit side of the partner's capital account. In case it is loss on realization, we have to debit the partner's capital account. So the difference in the realization account will represent profit on realization or loss on realization. Then we are going to prepare the bank account. So for concerning dissolution, the bank account should be closed, should be cancelled. Why? Because no money should be left in case of dissolution. The business will no longer exist, so there is no logic that we have balance CD and balance BD in the bank account. The bank account should be closed. This is an indication that you have done your work properly. In case of dissolution, the bank account should be closed. And then we have to prepare the capital account. The capital account, there will be no balance CD or balance BD. The difference will represent bank. So the difference in the capital account will be transferred to the bank account. If the difference is on the debit side of the capital account, it will be credited in the bank account. If the difference is on the credit side of the capital account, it will be debited in the bank account. And your bank account should be closed. This is an indication that your work is good. So these three accounts you have to open: realization account, bank account, and capital account. So let us see an example of dissolution. So you will be given a statement of financial position, and from the statement of financial position you will have the adjustment for dissolution, and from this information you will have to prepare your realization account, bank account, and capital account. So we assume that in the statement of financial position we have motor one $150,000 in the statement of financial position, and in the adjustment motor one sold to X, one of the partners X. Motor one sold to X $250,000. So the balance of motor one in the statement of financial position 150,000, and this motor one has been sold to X for 250,000. So how do we record this in the account? So first of all, we have to copy what we have in the statement of financial position on the debit side of the realization account. So on the debit side of the realization account, we will record motor one 150,000, and sold motor one to X 250,000. This we will have to record on the credit side of the realization account. We'll write down motor one 250,000, and since X has taken the motor one, we will have to debit in the capital account of X motor one on the debit side 250,000. Equipment in the statement of financial position 90,000, and in the adjustment equipment sold to Y 125,000. How do we record it in the accounts? In the realization account on the debit side we will write down equipment 90,000, and on the credit side of the realization account we will write down equipment 125,000, and then we'll have to debit the capital account of the partners of Y. We write down equipment on the debit side of the capital account, and in the column of Y we will write down $125,000. A third example, building in the statement of financial position $160,000. In the adjustment, building sold to Z $175,000, So in the realization account on the debit side, we'll write down building 160, and on the credit side, building 175,000, and then we have to debit the partner's capital account Z. In column Z, we write down the debit side building 175,000. The remaining assets were sold and realized. Remaining assets, that is, some of the assets have been sold to outsiders. So in the statement of financial position, we have fixtures and fittings, $120,000, and in the adjustment, the remaining assets were sold. Fixtures and fittings, 220,000. So in the realization account on the debit side, we'll write down fixtures and fittings 120,000, and then since it has been sold to outsiders, we debit the bank account of the bank account. On the debit side of the bank account, we write down fixtures and fittings 220,000. Inventory in the statement of financial position, $50,000. In the adjustment, remaining assets sold, inventory $65,000. So how do we record it? On the debit side of the realization account, we write down inventory 50,000, and on the credit side of the realization account, we write down inventory 65,000, and then we debit the bank account. We write down inventory 65,000 rupees, dollar. Trade receivable in the statement of financial position, $25,000. In the adjustment, remaining assets sold, we have trade receivable, money collected from customers, $40,000. $15,000. So in the statement of financial position, we have trade receivable. We have to record it on the debit side of the realization account, 25,000, and then on the credit side of the realization account, we write down trade receivable 15,000, and then we debit bank account trade receivable 15,000. And we have trade payable in the statement of financial position, 40,000, and in the adjustment we have trade payable paid in full, 35,000. So in this case, we have to pay trade payable 35,000. So we credit the bank account, we write down trade payable 35,000. The difference, the trade payable in the statement of financial position was 40,000, but full payment made 35,000. So the difference will represent discount received. Discount received is a gain, so it will be recorded on the credit side of the realization account. So on the credit side of the realization account, we will have discount received $5,000. In some cases, we see in the Cambridge marksheet, on the debit side of the realization account, trade payable, and the one which is in the statement of financial position, and the one in the adjustment, we put it on the credit side of the realization, so the difference will be cancelled. So at times we see this in the marksheet, but I would like you to do it in this way. The difference will represent discount received, so you put the different discount received on the credit side of the realization account, because we do not record any liabilities normally in the realization account. If we have liabilities we have to pay, we record it in the bank account. So here we are so far concerning dissolution of a partnership business, how to record transaction relating to dissolution in the realization account, bank account and capital account. So in this case we have to close the realization account. The difference will represent profit or losses, then we transfer it to the capital account, and the difference in the capital account will represent bank. Then we transfer it to the bank account and the bank account should be closed. So here we are concerning dissolution. We will come back to you with a work example on dissolution in the next video. Thank you very much. So today we are going to see a question on dissolution. So here we are. We have motor van 130,000, equipment 145,000, buildings 180,000, fixtures 75,000, total non-current assets 530,000, inventory 55,000, trade receivable 20,000, cash at bank 18,000. So the total current assets 93,000. Total assets 623,000, and then we have the capital account for Wendy 100,000, Brandy 200,000, Cindy 150,000, and then we have the current account 60,000, 90,000 and negative 50,000, and then we have trade payable 73,000. Additional information we have on 1st January 2020, the partnership business was dissolved. Wendy took over motor van at valuation 165,000. Wendy took over equipment at valuation 195,000. The remaining assets were sold and realized. Building 260,000, fixtures 140,000, inventory 48,000, trade receivable 17,500, trade payable were paid in full 62,500, dissolution cost amounted to 1,200, motor van expenses 4,200, repairs costs 15,000, profit and losses in the ratio of 2:1. New motor vehicle costing 65,000 was sold for 75,500, no entries were made in case of dissolution. So you still remember, in case of dissolution, we have to prepare realization account, capital account and bank account. So we are going to prepare the realization account. What we have to do first, we have to copy from the statement of financial position. So we have motor van, we copy it on the debit side. Motor van, we have motor van 130,000. We have equipment. We have to copy on the debit side. Equipment 145,000. We have buildings. 180,000. Then we have fixtures 75,000. So first we have to copy all the assets. We have inventory. We have second cycle, and then we have trade receivable. How much? 20,000. And then we have cash at bank balance. We have bank balance 18,000. And then we have capital account balance in the capital account on the credit side. We have balance for Wendy 100,000, and then this 100,000, and then we have the last one 150,000. And then we have to copy the current account as well. current account, we have 60,000 and 90,000, and the one on the debit side negative for Cindy 50,000. So here we are. First of all, we have to copy what we have in the statement of financial position. Now, we still remember when we are selling assets, we can sell assets to partners or to outsiders. So, irrespective to whom we are selling the assets, we have to credit the realization. If we are selling to outsiders, debit bank. If we are selling to partners, debit partners capital account. So what we did earlier. Now, on 1st January 2020, the partnership business was dissolved. Bandit took over Motovan at valuation 165,000. So here we'll have Motovan 165,000. Who took the Motovan? Bandit. Therefore, we have to debit in the capital account of Bandit, Motovan. How much? 165,000. Here we go. And then Burundi took over equipment at valuation 195,000. Again, we credit the realization. Equipment 195,000. Then we debit Burundi capital account. Equipment in Burundi capital account. How much? 195,000. And then the remaining assets were sold and realized. These assets were sold to outsiders. Again, we have to credit the realization account. We write down buildings. How much? 260,000. And then we debit the bank account. Building 260,000. Okay. Then fixtures, we write down fixtures. Fixtures how much? 140,000. Again, we have to debit the bank account. Fixtures 140,000. And then we have inventory. Inventory, how much? 48,000. Again, we debit the bank account. Inventory 48,000. And then we have trade receivable on the credit side again. Trade receivable 17,500. Then we debit in the bank account trade receivable 17,500. So here we are. And the trade payable were paid in full 62,500. So trade payable 73,000 were paid in full 62,500. So we pay trade payable, we have to credit the bank account. Trade payable, how much? 62,500. And the difference will represent discount received. We have to credit here in the realization account. Discount received 62,500. And then we have to deduct 73,000. Ça nous donne discount received. Just 1,050. 10,050. 73,000 par contre. Discount received. 73,000. On retire combien? 62,500. 10,500 discount received. 10,500 on the credit side. And then we have dissolution costs. We have to debit in the dissolution cost in the realization. Dissolution costs 200. And then we have to credit in the bank account dissolution costs 200. Then we have repair motor run expenses. Again, we debit in the realization. Motor run expenses 4,200. And then we credit in the bank account motor run expenses 4,200. And then we have repair costs. Repair costs. Repair costs, we have 15,000 repair costs, and then we credit repair 15,000. Repair costs, we have 15,000. Okay, then profit and losses in the ratio of 2:1. New motor vehicle costing 65,000 was sold. So motor vehicle on the debit side here. Motor vehicles, combien? 65,000 ici. And then we credit the bank, motor vehicle, 65,000. And then we sold it for 75,500 motor vehicles on the credit side, 75,500. And then we debit in the bank, motor vehicle, 75,500. This is a new item. So here we are concerning the realization account, bank account and capital account. Then we have to balance the realization account. The difference in the realization account will give us profit on realization. Profit on realization. So we get a profit over profit on realization 89,240 for vendi 89,240. So we have to credit in the capital account profit 89,240, and then we have profit 89,240 again, and then we have 44,620. So this is to be credited to the capital account, and then we have to close the capital account. When we close the capital account, there will be no balance CD, balance BD. The difference will represent bank. So on the debit side, we have bank to be transferred to bank account. So for vendi, we have 84,240, 84,240, and then we have 184,240, 184,240, and then 144,620. Okay, then we have to credit it in the bank account. We write down capital account here. Vendi, Rundi, Cindy, we have to credit it here, and then we close the bank account. We have 84,240, 84,240, 184,240, and then we have 144,620, 144,620. Then we have to close the capital account, the bank account. We have to close it. The bank account will balance by 561,000, 561,000 here, and 561,000. So this is an indication that this question is good, because in case of dissolution, the bank accounts will be closed. So we have to prepare the realization account, bank account, and capital account. So here we are concerning this question on dissolution.